So his father talks to his son, and he explained that he's about to pass. So he said, before I pass, I want you to do something for me. So the boy agrees. So the father says, I want you to take this watch and I want you to go to the pawn shop and see how much is it worth. So the boy goes to the pawn shop and asks the owner, how much can I get for this watch? The owner says, I'll give you $5. So the boy takes the watch and he goes back home and he tells his father, the owner said he'll give me $5 for the watch. So the father says, okay. Next, I want you to go to the coffee shop and I want you to ask them, how much can you get for this watch? So the boy goes along. He goes to the coffee shop and he asks the owner, how much can I get for this watch? And the owner says, I'll give you $5 for the watch. So the boy goes back home again and he tells his father, the people at the coffee shop said they'll give me $5 for the watch. So the father says, I want you to do one more thing for me. So the boy says, okay, father. He said, go to the museum and see how much this watch is worth. So the boy goes to the museum and asks the owner, how much can I get for this watch? And the owner says, I'll give you $500,000 for the watch. So the boy was surprised. So he runs back home to his father and he says, the museum said they'd give me $500,000 for the watch. And the father says, understand that you have to know what your worth is. The moral of the story is you got to have self-worth. You got to understand what you are worth. The thing is, other people will put their value system on you and tell you how much you're worth. And if you're willing to accept their value system, then at the end of the day, you might be shorting yourself. But when you know your self-worth and you know how much you are worth, you won't be willing to settle for anything less than the best. The problem, what we are doing is we are settling for mediocrity when we can be great. We are settling for the bare minimum when we know we can do more. We are settling for just simplicity when we know that we want adventure. Understand that you don't have to settle in a relationship. You don't have to settle with the financial situation you're in. You don't have to settle with the job that you are in. You have to understand your self-worth. You got to understand, what value do I bring to this relationship? What value do I bring to this job? What value do I bring into this organization that my wealth can grow? What experience do I bring? What is my self-worth? When I look at myself, do I see myself as someone who brings value, or do I see myself as someone who doesn't bring anything of value? So you have to ask yourself that question. Because people will put labels on you all day and tell you what you're worth. They would tell you what your product is worth. But if you don't put a stamp on your product and say, the time that I put in this is worth more than what you believe it's worth, you're going to always be shortchanged in every situation. So understand that your self-worth and your value is determined by what you see for yourself and what you believe you are worth, not what the world say you are worth. So I say, keep pushing. If you want that million for the deal, go for the deal. But don't settle for 500,000 just because you are hungry. Because once you start settling for less, People always give you less. And I'm going to sign off with that. Cash. Constantly achieving successful habits every day. You heard? You already know. Can't spell Donnell without the O-N-E. Always have been, always will be the chosen one. Peace.